Hi, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Shaquan.
And this is WinstonGraySaga. Welcome back to another beautiful Thursday, darlings. Can you come back down quickly? I need you to be faster. Immediate. And down. Fantastic. Welcome back to another beautiful Thursday, darlings. How are you?
How is you? Is you okay? Is you good? Because I wanted to know.
Not yours. Again, not yours.
Well, is you?
Yes, how are you? It's been a beautiful week for us. It's been very busy.
Joshua.
What?
Do you know what happened?
Yes. Something else big happened.
Oh.
Very big. It was very large, very huge. Yes.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Oh yes, I had 2 round things.
What are you talking about?
The number 500.
Oh. I got confused there for a second. Yes. We hit 500 beautiful family members!
Yes! Thank you, darling.
Welcome to the beautiful WinstonGraySaga family, darling.
Yes.
And, as always,
make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and
share with all of your friends and family
all
members.
of them, honey, all of them,
darling.
all of them.
The more you share, the bigger the family reunion gets. Every Thursday here, free venue, no cover charge. So.
Okay.
For this video, Josh is more so here for moral support. As we talk about a topic that I have wanted to talk about for a while now, but have not really known how to explain it and how to actually talk about it, I guess. But first off, we wanted to start a series about sexuality and talking more so about asexuality, bisexuality, pansexuality, you know, all the different ways, the different sexualities. And there's so much to talk about. Why did your face look like that?
There's so much. That's why. There's so much. But I mean, this is very much on a certain level, very much my bread and butter. I love talking about this stuff. I love researching it. I love learning and hearing about it, and reading about it. Like, it's just so interesting to me. And so whenever I learn a little bit more, like, I'm able to piece it together even better and understand the entire puzzle that is the human race and what is sexuality and what is it not, you know? So I'm very excited for this one.
Here we are. So our Swirl life ting posted a video last week about being asexual. They were asked the question, and you know, from their experience and what they know, they answered the question. And knowing what I know, I thought that the answer to their question might actually connect to me, because their question, I think the girl's question was, the actual question is down below, I'm just paraphrasing here, was she thought that she was asexual, but she didn't know for sure because she enjoyed sex, well, sexual acts, and she was currently in a relationship. So she didn't know for sure how she could be asexual, and she came out to some of her friends and her parents, and they said, no, you can't be asexual because you enjoy sex. And I thought, well, no, that, you know, you can be, you can't necessarily be asexual, but obviously labels, first off, the labels that you give yourself are the labels that you give yourself. No one else can tell you, well, you can't be that, because based off of the definition, doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you chose a label for yourself, then that's what you are, because that's what you chose for you. Number one. But if you're asking questions, then now I can pose my opinion as to what I actually think based off of the experiences I had. So I said, I don't think that she's necessarily asexual, but I think that she's demisexual, which I identify as a demisexual person. And demisexual is asexual, which is over here. There's demisexual, which is like in the middle, and then there's sexual. And in the middle of asexual and demisexual is like the grayish, which isn't necessarily a specific. It's like, you can be on this part and be fully asexual, or you can be demisexual, or sometimes you can jump on over and just be fully, fluid with your sexual orientation. It just really matters.
So I have a question then. Would it be acceptable in this example to say that the demisexual is the bisexual of the hetero and homo spectrum, because it's directly in the middle and it can be very fluid in
only
itself?
Because it's directly in the middle.
That's why I was trying to compare it, not on any other level, but just because of its position on the spectrum.
Yeah. So, but they asked us. So I responded, and I responded obviously to that and said, I think that she's more demisexual. And they said, oh my God, there are more sexualities. Please teach us. So here we are, teaching, enlightening, darling.
Yay.
So I identify as demisexual, which demisexual basically means that you don't really have a sex drive. Mm-hmm. And when you have a sex drive, it's after emotional connection is gained with someone. Mm-hmm. So you're not the type of person usually who is able to do hookups and things like that. You can get on Grindr and you can get on all the jacks and the plenty of fishes of the world, but you're going to get there and you're going to piss off some people who are only looking for hookups, because you're going to ask tons of questions and you're going to try to be that person who gains an emotional connection with someone before you just send them dick pics or send whatever and end up meeting at their house. You're just not that type of person. Speaking from experience, there have been plenty of times that I've had the opportunity to hook up with people, and it's just either I would flake out or I would get there and I would literally be limp through everything. We would do everything that you could to potentially get me hard. And I'm sorry if this video has now been rated R for sexual content. But just being honest, there would be times that I would be literally limp because I have no emotional connection with you. I don't feel anything towards you besides you're cute. And what I said in my comment to them is that we can literally see someone on the street and think they're cute, but that's it. That moment literally usually goes away almost instantly. Mm-hmm. Like if we're watching porn or something, we do what we have to do and that moment's gone. And that's where that low libido, that low sex drive comes into play. And even in an emotional relationship, even when you're connected, and I'm certain Josh can come in here and talk about this. But even when you're in that emotional connection, you have an emotional connection and you're in a relationship, that sex drive is still super low. And the moments that you do, the moment that that other person wants, and please bear with me because this video is unscripted and I'm totally just coming straight off the dome. But the moments that that other person, does want sexual attention, if you do engage in it, 9 times out of 10, you're doing it because of that emotional connection and because you know that this is something that the other person would like for me to do. And because you're emotionally connected to them, you do it. But there also has to be, and again, Josh can talk about this, there has to be a time where the other person has to be okay if you say no. Because it's, for a demisexual, it takes a lot out of you, one, to exert that amount of sex drive because you don't have it. And there can literally be days, weeks, months that go by that you are not able to give the other person what they need sexually. Mm-hmm. So do you want to talk about you being with the demisexual and how this how we've grown? Because this has just been recent. I think I fully came to the realization that, hey, all of your issues are because of this.
Right.
In like November of last year. Mm-hmm. So this is still very much recent for us. And we're 4.5 years into a relationship. So.
And I mean, it still helps to know that though. It still helps to know what exactly is, I don't want to say the issue because it's not an issue, it's an unknown factor. And so that's when it becomes an issue, when it's just not understood, when it's not known. You know, these things become almost burdensome sometimes because you just don't know. And I think since November there's been a lot less a lot less tension in this area for us. And I think it's definitely something that is not for everybody. It's not. And it's not something that's well known either. It's not something that's really talked about in society, because I mean, what is asexual? Like, is that even a thing? Is that even real? Just like bisexuality or pansexuality, like, are those even real? Like, no, they couldn't be. Well, they are. They just are.
Very much so.
Absolutely. And so...
But listen, just because you don't understand something or know something doesn't mean that you should, oh, no, it can't exist. Well, maybe that's because you don't understand it and you don't know it. That doesn't mean anything. It just means that you're ignorant to the fact. But let me enlighten you. Mm-hmm. But back to us, you know, there was a lot of tension and a lot of what the hell is going on, mm-hmm. Because I just didn't. Just being honest, I didn't need sex. I didn't need emotional. I didn't need to be lovey-dovey and, oh, baby, give me kisses. And that's why you don't see that a whole lot in our videos, because I'm not going to sit here and be like, be like those fake couples on YouTube that are just posing for the camera. You know, we want to be totally real and totally authentic. Mm-hmm. And it's not because we're arguing or because we're upset. It's that literally Shaquan doesn't need this all of the time. But he enjoys it the times that it is. And because he knows that Josh loves it, he's here and he wants to make Josh happy. So as a demisexual, he emotionally connects with the person that he feels an emotional connection with.
I know for me, I'm a much more independent person in the first place. So I feel as if, like, I know I don't subscribe to demisexuality for myself, but I know that my independence as an individual and just how strong my personality is, I am able to understand, and not only understand, but also operate with ease in a relationship with a demisexual. And it's definitely not for everybody. It is definitely not, because I mean, some people need it every day. God bless. Girl! Woo! And some people need it like every other day. And you know, it's just, some people can go years. And I've met people like that. Not you. But I've met people that have gone years and they're totally fine with it. And it's not a relationship for everybody that is on a romantic level. And I know for myself, again, I don't subscribe to demisexuality. I know that I'm personally figuring out still what mine is. I know what I'm attracted to, which is a very wide array of people, with a lot of genders and just everything. So, yeah, that's my thing. But I know that I have a bit more of a higher libido.
So for those out there who are, let's say someone just came out as demisexual to their fiance, but don't really know.
I think I'm asexual, huh?
But don't really know how to do that, and they think that it's personally about them.
Right.
That they're not necessarily demisexual, it's just that they're not attracted to them, but don't want to say, I'm not attracted to you. How do you actually get through that process? Because this is the process that we went through.
I mean, it took almost a week. It took almost a week because, like, I really started questioning, like, is he attracted to me? Are we even a good fit? Like, all these other different questions. Like, I kind of had a low-key freak the hell out moment while he was at work and he texted this to me. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So...
Texting is great to start conversations, but you have to have a face-to-face conversation. Just putting that relationship do's and don'ts.
Communication.
Just putting that relationship do's in there. Communication is key. But continue.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Like that was basically my whole point. Is just it is very natural for if you are in a relationship with a demisexual, they say, "Hey, I think I am." It's very natural for you to for the person who may not be demisexual or may not really understand it to ask those questions and have that freak out moment. Like, it's totally fair because you may have been feeling something completely different. You may have read that person in a totally different way earlier in the relationship, and just now, like, oh my god, why now? Where is this coming from? It's not that big, promise. It's not that huge. It's not a huge overbearing weight, and it does not change really anything. It really actually helps to understand each other better.
But it could change, and it's up to you to make the decision if that's something that you're willing to deal with, because it is something that you have to deal with, especially if your libido, you now find out your libido is a lot higher. Sorry, I just lost my back to my earring. Especially now if you find out that your libido is a lot higher than your partner's. But yeah, it's something that you both have to sit down, talk about, figure out what does this actually mean for our relationship. I read a lot of comments on our Swirl Lives video that said that's not something that I could ever do, and that's okay. There's at least one other person out there for every person in the world. At least one other person. Something else to talk about in the future. For every person out there. So you have to find at least that one person, and that person may not be the person that you're currently with. That's okay. Moving on. Find that actual person just like they will as well. But yeah, a great video to watch about asexuality is Ricky Dillon's video. He came out as asexual a couple months ago, and he was talking about how he's been with girls and boys, but has never really felt an emotional connection to the point of what we know as boyfriend and girlfriend. And so all of those relationships always ended up as friends, because he doesn't need any of that. He doesn't have a sex drive at all. And he's still trying to figure out what asexuality means to him, and if that's actually the term that he uses. But that's a great video to watch if you have any questions about asexuality itself. Here's a video about demisexual. A couple weeks we'll talk about something else. And if you feel, again, this is totally unscripted, so if you feel that we missed something, or if there's any questions that you have, leave those comments down below. Peace.
What?
It's not an hour Swirl Life video, but we talked about them a lot. So
okay.
Yes.
You even said it wrong. It's let us know down below.
Peace. So yeah, that's that. So make sure you
like, comment, and subscribe, honey. What?
All right.
It's Marge. It's Marge from Brooklyn.
don't know her.
Old 50-year-old Jewish lady married an Irish Catholic man.
Speaking of Brooklyn, make sure you go back and watch all of our blogs.
Oh yes, we had a great time, darling. We had a great time.
Please stop with his voice.
Do you? Excuse me.
And share this video.
Do you have a lost engine in your coin purse?
Share this video with all of your friends, darling. One life.
One love, honey.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
What?
It's my alter ego.
Oh, baby, I'm yours.